What is going on, lads? Welcome to my channel. If you've never been on my channel before, I'm on the journey of trying to help men become the best version of themselves they possibly can. I struggled with many things in my life when I was younger: addiction, confidence, integrity. I had many struggles, and throughout that I've learnt a lot of lessons. So I thought, why not pass these lessons on? There's no point in me learning these lessons without helping other men in the world who may be struggling with the same things. So today I want to talk about masculinity, which I believe is a very important subject in today's world, with the likes of Andrew Tate maybe being portraying the wrong version of masculinity. Now, I agree with the majority of things what he says, but I think a lot of the short form content gets cut down and gets kind of misconstrued. So, masculinity, redefining strength in today's world, building a healthier, grounded sense of masculinity by me, Zachary Cox. So here's a picture of me when I was a younger lad, insecure, shy, didn't want to speak to anyone. And here's a picture of me when I started to build more self-confidence, when I started to have integrity, morals, values, when I started to feel like I actually belonged in this world. So let's get straight into this. Why redefine masculinity? Outdated models promote suppression, isolation, and aggression. When I was a younger lad, I thought it was the cool thing to go out and start fights when I was drinking. This was purely because I was insecure. I had to prove the point to people around me that, oh, I can fight. Well, it resulted in splitting my hand many times, scars all over my hands, just from thinking I was this hard guy, when really, I was truly just insecure. I thought that fighting was going to make me look cool to the people around me. And yeah, maybe they thought it was cool, but at the end of the day, it was all from insecurity. If you've ever seen a lad on a night out who constantly starts fights, it's probably because he's insecure. He's probably trying to prove a point to the people around him. So men thrive when leadership, empathy, and discipline and emotional connection are valued. True strength is authenticity, not armor. Be real to yourself. You don't have to be this stoic guy who just has a stone cold face all the time, never shows any emotion. That's boring. Be true to who you are. I've got a tattoo on my chest which says in Latin, be true to yourself. Because there was times in my life where I wasn't true to myself. I was just being what everyone else wanted me to be, or what I thought was cool, what I thought everyone else wanted around me. Whereas now, because I've built myself over the years, I feel confident in who I am. I know who I am deep down. I know I can show emotion if I need to, and I can be more stoic and quiet when I need to. Let's get on to the next slide. So, positive masculinity looks like leadership with compassion, emotional resilience without denial, self-discipline driven by self-respect, vulnerability embraced, not hidden, serving others while staying true to your values. Don't people please. Just because there might be people around you who you think want to hear a certain thing, you don't have to readjust your values and your morals. If there's something you don't agree with, don't do it just because the people around you think that's what they want. Do what is true to you. Do what makes you feel good. If you want to be a more fun person and go out and party and things like this, don't do it because other people say no. I'm all about learning. Without the mistakes that I've made, I never would have learned who I was as a person. You have to go through many experiences in life to figure out who you actually are and what you truly value. Let's get into the next slide. Also, self-discipline driven by self-respect. If you respect yourself, you're going to have self-discipline. Go and work out. A body, a solid physique shows that you respect yourself. Dressing up in nice clothes. I put on my Instagram story today. If you're not following me, it's down in the description. I always put positive things on my story trying to influence men. I put on my story that that dressing well is a form of self-respect. People are going to judge you on what you wear. So how do you want them to perceive you? How do you want them to judge you? Do you want them to think, man, this guy looks cool? This guy looks like a man who has respect for himself? Or do you want to go out in a tracksuit and think people to think, oh, this guy obviously has no intelligence? I made a video the other day speaking about 9 to 5s and stuff like this, but I was dressed in what you could say is a chavvy outfit, and people judged me on it straight away. You know, I already knew that people judge you on what you wear, but I didn't realise that much. You know, if I was wearing a suit and smoking the cigar rather than wearing a tracksuit and a puffer jacket, a black puffer jacket, people would have perceived me differently. So people will perceive you on what you wear. People will judge you on your looks. As sad as that sounds, it's very real. If you're fat, people may not respect you as much as if you were in shape. And that's the honest truth. Let's get into the next slide. So, myths we must challenge. Men don't show emotions. Real men are always tough. Vulnerability is a weakness. Now, this is an example of what holding emotion does to you, or putting your emotion out into the world in a bad way. This is from literally punching a window through because I was angry. Now, you need to learn to control your emotions. I'm not saying go out and everything you feel like doing, go and do it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is register them emotions and think, why is it that I feel this way? Emotional intelligence and vulnerability are marks of strong men, mature men. So this thing about men don't show emotions, it's not true. If you're in a relationship like I am, you need to speak when something isn't right. You need to have boundaries. If there's something you don't agree with, you need to voice that, or you would just get walked all over. And this thing about real men are always tough. You don't always have to be tough. If something builds up, all these negative thoughts build up in your head over time, you will explode. This is an example of this. Of course, I've worked through that now. I feel more emotionally calm, emotionally connected, and I register when there's thoughts what aren't helping me in any way. Strength through emotional intelligence, recognizing emotions, like I was saying, without being ruled by them. So you can recognize these emotions, you can analyze them, but don't be ruled by them. Just because you feel some way doesn't mean you have to act on it. You know, emotional intelligence is about understanding, right, I feel this emotion, but not acting on the emotion. If we lived in a world full of men who acted on their emotions, we'd live in a crazy world, because many men can be angry, they can be sad, not be happy with the position or life that they live. And this is what my channel's about, trying to help men understand that, trying to make men better men. Communicating needs and setting healthy boundaries. Like I was saying about boundaries, if there's something you don't agree with, voice it, or people will walk all over you. If you don't, people can't read minds. If you don't voice it, how are they ever going to know? Building meaningful, resilient relationships. You don't hold together a 7-year relationship by not voicing how you feel, by not telling each other your emotions. You hold together a 7-year relationship by having boundaries, by telling each other, right, I don't agree with this, I don't want you to do this, and you work around it. Relationships are all about compromising. There may be certain things what my girlfriend wants me to do, and at the time, maybe I think, oh no, I don't want to do that. But when I actually think about why she's saying it, it then starts to make sense. Standing firm in your authentic self, not behind a mask. Don't go around people pleasing, because it will break you down. Over time, if you just do what other people want, you'll slowly feel your soul or your heart eating away, because it's not true to yourself. I'm all about being true to yourself. Let's get on to the next slide. Practices to build strength. So this isn't just about redefining masculinity. Like I was saying, I think you should not act on your emotions, but register them. Don't just put them to the side, or they'll slowly build up and eat you up, as I was saying before. So this video isn't just about speaking about masculinity, it's actually about trying to help people. So here's some practices which should hopefully help you in the long run. Okay, so let's get into the practices. Write down one strong emotion you felt and why. As I was saying about analysing your emotions, think, why is it that I feel this emotion? If a certain emotion pops up in a certain situation, think about why it is you actually feel that emotion. Share a truth or struggle with someone you trust. Here's a picture of me and a mate, and I'd like to think that I can tell him most things. I'm not saying open up to anyone. I'm not saying meet someone on a night out and start telling them your life story like I've done in the past when I've been drunk or under the influence of drugs. I'm not saying that, but have a friend that you can open up to. You know, I've told this guy loads of shit and I've trusted him to keep it to himself. So have people that you can trust around you. I have a very small circle. This is probably one of my only friends that I actually speak to and speak to on a deep level. And it's important to have these people around you. If you don't feel like you can open up, then it's just going to build up inside you. And over time, like I keep mentioning, it will just eat you up. You'll feel like shit. You feel like the world's against you. Whereas when you speak and get something off your chest, it feels like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders, especially when you have people who understand you on a deeper level. It's so nice to just get that off your chest. And my Instagram DMs are always open. If there's something you want to speak about, I'm happy to try and help you through this. And hopefully these videos are helping people as well. Regular meetings with trusted men, so like I was saying, friends, to practice open expression, have friends you can open up to. Exactly what I was saying. You want to be able to open up to the people around you. And don't just go. Sometimes it's hard. You have family and you'd like to think they're your closest people. But maybe you'll say certain things or open up to them and they just start to judge you on it. Whereas friends, you can almost open up to on a deeper level, especially when they're the same age, like me and my mate here. We're both going through the same things. We both quit our jobs, our 9-to-5s at similar times. And we go back and forth, we call each other, we message each other and say, man, I'm struggling now, it feels like it's not working out. And that was so important in my journey of quitting my 9-to-5, having someone to speak to. But it's not just about quitting your 9-to-5, even just the emotions that you're going through on a day-to-day basis. Working a job can be hard, and it's nice to just have someone to vent to. And finally, at the end of the week, celebrate small wins with authenticity. So what I like to do is, at the end of the week, on a Sunday, I'll maybe not work as much and just sit back and analyse what went well, what didn't go so well, and what can I improve on for the next week. This journey of self-improvement, you're not going to get everything right every time. Things are never going to be perfect, unfortunately. But as long as we're sitting back and we're analysing what it is that needs changing, and also writing, like I've mentioned in videos before, writing a gratitude list and saying, I'm thankful for this, and this really helped me. It's all right getting the wins, but if you're not registering that you're getting them wins, then you'll feel like you're never getting anywhere. Sometimes you have to sit back and reflect and see how far you've come on the journey. So the key takeaways from this video: masculinity is evolving into leadership-rooted service, empathy and resilience. Emotional intelligence and vulnerability are new pillars of true masculine strength. Be honest with how you feel. If you're in a relationship, tell the person how you feel. If there's something you don't agree with what they're doing, let them know. They can't read your mind. It's important to voice exactly how you feel. Living with integrity and authenticity builds inner power no one can take from you. As I always say, be true to yourself. Whatever feels right or wrong, analyze it. If something feels wrong, voice it. Of course, don't constantly be telling everyone your problems, or you'll probably be a bit of a nightmare to be around. But if there's something that's pissing you off with a friend, a partner, let them know. And if anyone feels like they need to speak to someone, I'm always here for people. And if you want to dig deeper, my DMs are always open on Instagram. You can also book a call with me down in the description, like I say here. And if you feel like opening up to people around you isn't something that you want to do, I'm always here for people who support me. What's the point of building a platform if I'm not here for the people who are here for me? Guys, I hope this helped you. If you need a bit more of an explanation in the DMs or book a call, let me know.